How's it going, guys? Tokyo Game Show 2023 has just finished and we got a whole chunk, 9 minutes of new gameplay, a deep dive for Dragons Dogma 2, which is a game that I'm personally extremely excited for and cannot wait for. Absolutely loved the first game, replayed it. Shout out Magick Archer, best advanced pass. 26 is with me. 26, are you ready to jump into this?
I am. I am not the biggest Dragons Dogma fan, but that isn't because I don't like the look of it. That's because I haven't actually played one yet, and I know that you absolutely love this game, so let's go through and see these new details.
Let's go in. I think, I mean, I've been recommending you to play it for a while now, but when Dragons Dogma 2 comes out, that's going to be such a good entry point for a lot of people in what is now a Dragons Dogma series, because before it was just the one-off and the DLC, really.
Yeah, this is what I've been waiting for, a sequel to jump in. I'm not one to like go back and play old games because I feel like you end up missing it a load of the experience that people originally had.
That's it, when a game comes out and, you know, yourself, or even if it's between you and friends and you're enjoying it in that moment of it being new. The game just looks so good when it shows some of these larger open world areas.
Hello everyone, I'm Hideaki Itsuno, the
Hello.
director of
The man
Dragons Dogma 2.
himself.
Dragons Dogma 2 is
Yo, I
an
want that shirt.
narrative-driven action RPG set in
The actual
immersive
key art for this
fantasy
game is
world
awesome.
designed to
I
place
do like
player
it.
choice at the
Does it
heart
mean
of the
anything to you?
gameplay experience.
You mean like the
The action
dragon?
gameplay is designed
No,
to
with
counter
like people on
creativity.
either
And
side
although this is
on
a
this t-shirt.
single-player adventure,
Oh,
AI
that's
control
just like the,
companions
yo,
will
the,
accompany
sorry, yeah, the
you
key art.
throughout the
They are
experience.
some of the main characters that we'll
Today,
be
I'd like to
encountering in
show
the
you
game.
a little of what
So
you
the
can
two,
expect from the world of Dragons
the beast
Dogma
lady on the
2 with
left
this
and
new
the
gameplay
human
footage.
lady on the right are going to be important characters that we'll interact with.
In Dragons
awesome.
Dogma 2, up to 3 AI-controlled beings called pawns can join you
The
on your
pawns!
adventures.
We did already know kind of a lot about this already, though.
Players can choose from 4 starting
look
vocations
at the
that
armor
determine how
sets.
they will play.
Fighter, mage,
Of course,
thief.
you will be able to change your vocation at any time by visiting vocation guilds. For now, let's look at the fighter vocation.
Can I just pause a sec? I just want to tell 26, right? Let me just tell you. So he said that you can change vocation anytime at a vocation guild. This was also a thing kind of similar in the base game where you could just freely change and switch between them. And I have talked about this in videos previously, but in the original, so if you went back to play it now, there was kind of a bit of a problem with switching, and I'm sure you guys in the comments can expand on it further, but as you leveled up, you would retain those levels. And depending on what class you played when you hit those level ups, you would gain stats that would scale off of that type of class. So if you played like a mage and you leveled to 10, you would get a lot more magic attack. And then if you wanted to switch to a fighter, you would kind of have bad stats to be a fighter in a melee class if you've been leveling as a mage. So while you could switch in the base game, and it was really good to try things out, you could kind of mess your stats up, and for min-maxers that would be a real problem and would lead to having to play certain classes to very high levels just to get the better scaling in certain stats for when you actually change to what you actually want to be. And that was one of my biggest gripes with the main game. It was a really good system because you could change, but it kind of messed up your stats a bit.
Wielding a one-handed sword and shield, the fighter excels in melee combat.
Sword and
That
shield
parry is so
special.
nice. This is going to be me.
Enemies with a sword.
This is going to be a bit of me.
Yourself and your
I don't even want to
party
play any
using your
magic.
shield.
Can you get like a magic
Yes.
sword
Yes,
person?
you can. Yeah.
Wow.
It's pretty cool, actually. It's a
As
really
we keep
beloved.
going,
I can't
we
remember the
can
name
see
of it
some
because I didn't
enemies
play
in
it
the
myself,
distance.
but it had some really
As an
cool.
archer,
There was a
you'll be better
particular.
suited to take down
I got to pause it because I don't want to miss the archer stuff. There was a particular move where you could put down like a magic ball in front of you, and every time you swung your sword into it, it would just send out magic projectiles that would just go and attack enemies. It was really powerful,
That's
and you
sick.
could do different attacks and synergize with it. There was some really cool synergies.
Let's see what they can do.
So why do you like the archer so much?
It's
The
not the
archer is
archer
a
that I like. The
vocation
archer
that
is
uses a bow and
the archer
arrow
is a
to
little bit
attack
lackluster for
enemies
me.
from a
It's the
distance.
Yeah.
magic archer is a mix of
Make
the
full use
thief
of your
and the
arsenal,
archer and
including
magic.
exploding or gliding arrows.
So with
You can
magic
also
archer,
aim
you
at
could
your
go in with double
enemies like a
daggers, or you
third-person
could shoot,
shooter.
you know, lock on rain of magical arrows, which was for me what was cool about magic archer.
The
which is why I
monsters
love
of
it.
Dragon's Dogma 2 behave organically in the world around them, and will even react to players by using their wits against you.
The monsters. I'm interested to see if there's going to be like any brand
Next,
new
I would
monsters
like
or
to show you the
particularly big
Mage
ones.
in action. Mages
If I don't play the sword or the fighter one, I'll probably run a mage. I know they're kind of like cheese in these games as well. In Elden Ring, it was just so cheese. Like,
Well, what I'll say
The
is,
more
look at this
advanced
cast
and
time,
powerful
okay?
the
Look how
magic
long
is,
this
the
cast
longer
time
the
is.
That is a
incantation.
very long cast time.
But the payoff did look pretty cool.
In addition to the pawns you adventure with,
Oh,
you will
the
occasionally
thief.
act with other inhabitants of the world.
What's this? We're trapped.
It's a trap.
I love the voice acting as well. It's a trick.
I love just climbing on the monsters and just like slashing them. Like with a Magic Archer, you could just immolate yourself and then jump on a monster.
Lastly,
awesome.
let's take a look at the thief. As a thief, you use daggers to strike at your
I lied.
enemy.
I think I might want to
look
play
at it
this.
again.
I lied.
Dual Blade Specialist.
Use swift step to quickly
And
move away from
iframes
enemies
in the dodge.
after an attack. The key strategy for the thief against massive monsters is to find openings and cling on to the enemy to deal damage.
Awkwardly slammed its head. I was looking a little weird there, didn't
Fighting head-on is always an option, but it's a good idea to utilize the
Oh, the
environment
Monster
around
Hunter
the
World
monster.
Special,
Does
the
that remind you of
flooding.
anything?
Between
Fire rough
the
losses.
location, diverse terrains, and the particular monster you're up against,
So you chop his
each
knees.
encounter challenges players and their party
And they
to
fall
use their
over.
creativity to succeed. Two nations prosper in the world of Dragons Dogma 2. Vermund, the human kingdom, and Batal, the land of Beastren.
This is interesting because the Beastren are
Vermund,
new,
the
so
Arisen
Batal
who
is a
slay the
completely new
dragon
sort of
have
area and
ruled as
thing
kings
and
for
culture.
generations. This land of
What was the
lush
story and the
meadows
storytelling
rolling
like in,
hills is ripe for exploration.
Number one, was it like a kind of in-depth like narrative, or was it just
there's-
kind of venturing around in the world and kind of discovering that stuff through
I
pickups
think-
like in a Souls game?
It was a bit. It gives you a bit more narrative than just the pickups and like you would expect in a Souls game. But I wouldn't say it explains everything super well. And it probably does take a couple playthroughs to really understand kind of what's going on. But the actual story is really grand and crazy. Like it's all about someone slaying the archdemon, which is the giant red kind of dragon that you see, to reinvigorate life into the land. But then as time goes on, they become like immortal, like they become the next archdemon eventually, and it's a cycle. So kind of like if you can slay the archdragon, you become the king and almost the god of the land until the next person takes over after the land has dwindled and like the life has been drained out of it. So it's a really
That's cool,
interesting
that's cool.
cycle. And it makes me wonder who we will see being the king of the human land and
In
the current
contrast, Batal is a rugged
Archdemon.
canyon nation with a
It would be
city
cool if it
built on
took
the
your
site
save
of ancient ruins.
from like the first game. Obviously, it's
It
like
is
on
home to the
platform like that.
Beastren
If it
and their
was close
unique
enough, that would
culture.
be cool.
that would be
Yeah,
cool
had
if
to
you could
go
see
cool.
your
The
character
nation
be
of
the
Batal
king.
Yeah.
offers players a different experience from the human kingdom, with diverse
Whoa, that ice
environments
magic
to
looked
explore
really.
and
I
monsters
want to go
encounter.
back to see it again.
Offers players a different experience
I love a
from the
mage.
human kingdom, with diverse
was
environments
cool.
to explore. And
How big is this
monsters to
game? They keep on showing these like environments and they look pretty sizable.
Well, the
In your
Dragons Dogma
adventures,
was
you might come across
it
people
had some
who
big
call out to you.
areas, but
Have you some
there
business
was
with
only
your
like
bakery, sir?
I guess you could say like
Other
two
times,
main
you
zones.
might
So
receive
while the
quests
areas
from
were
people who
explorable, they
aid.
weren't. It wasn't like you had loads and loads.
Variety, okay.
Thought I'd ne'er make it.
If I might be so bold as to impose upon you again, would you be willing to accompany me to the cenotaph and safeguard me from harm?
Pawns with knowledge
Classic
of a quest
escort
may
quest.
be able to guide you to the right location, but it is up to the player to decide whether to follow them or not. Pawns support you throughout your adventures
Catch a
and
ride.
may come to your aid when you are in trouble.
Whoa, that's cool.
little
I'm trying to think.
catch.
I
I don't remember anyone ever
complete your
catching me
quest,
when I
you can
fell
ride
in the
ox carts
first
to
game.
travel to major locations.
This is a new thing.
Skyrim
But
special.
be aware, as you might
Yeah,
get
the
attacked en
Skyrim
route to your
car.
destination and have to decide how to tackle the situation.
So yeah, you can get attacked while you're like riding the
During the
cart.
ride, you can choose to close your eyes to quickly arrive at your destination.
Or you can
And
just
you get
fast travel
attacked
it.
while you.
Time is
Close
ever
your eyes or
passing, even while riding an ox cart, and the environment around the player constantly changes.
Well, it says there time still passes while you're riding it. So maybe if you do the close eyes and fast travel, you'll
Yeah.
you'll appear like halfway there and be attacked. I would hope so, because you don't want to miss out on those encounters.
Yeah.
Nighttime is especially dangerous.
I got to pause it and just say, nighttime in the first game could be such a nightmare. You really couldn't see anything unless you did certain magic spells, or like I think maybe you could use an item. You had very limited vision, and there's one particular wooded area where there's literally a dragon, and I have a vivid memory of just accidentally walking into this very high level dragon that was really scary because it's just pitch black. So it'll be interesting to see what it's like.
I love that experience of like just discovering things, just walking into things by accident, and you just like
where you can't even see your feet.
I think I tried to fight it, but
Also,
just ended up running away or
dangerous
dying.
monsters that only appear at night, so you need to be careful when
are all the
adventuring
cast
in the
times
dark.
this like long? Because as you pointed out to me, I didn't realize like they are very.
If you have a camping kit,
It looks like
you can
they
find
are.
a campsite
But
to
earlier
spend
on, we
the
did see
night
that,
and recover
that
your
crazy
health.
floating. Maybe you can cast while
Yeah.
floating, so you'll say.
Good evening, Arisen.
Good evening.
'Tis the
Small
honour of my
talk.
life to share your journey, Arisen.
It just, I just wasn't getting
I'd
ready
like
for
to
the female
introduce
voice
some
from that
advanced vocations that become
beach.
available as you progress in the story.
Mystic
The
Spearhand.
Mystic Spearhand
I think this is
combines
new. I
magic
don't remember
attacks
this.
and weapon-based physical attacks.
Look how sick it looks.
A good all-rounder.
That
they
is
use their dual skill at close
smooth.
range and magic at long range.
I might have to
They can
betray the
also use
Magic
magic to
Archer.
block an enemy's movement.
I don't get
or
to see
throw
all the
multiple
advanced
items at once.
vocations before I spec into my character. I'm
He just
upset.
wait, hold on. I
Yeeted.
didn't even see that. I didn't even. He just picked up the dead body and yeeted it. He's got force powers.
The Magic Archer is a
does.
vocation
Oh, but
that
Magic
further
Archer's my
specializes in
favorite.
long-range attacks with magical arrows.
I might have to
On top
betray
of
it.
healing and providing support to your
I
allies,
feel like there's going to be
they
even
can learn a
more
skill that
special
releases
classes.
a
That's what I want to
powerful
see
attack
more.
over a
Oh, there's
wide
definitely
area
gonna be more,
in
I have no
exchange
doubt.
for reducing their
There's quite a
own
few in the base
maximum
game, you know.
HP.
Yeah.
And of course, there are other unique vocations you can look forward to.
Other unique
We
We have a
ones. that
playable version of Dragons Dogma
preview.
2 at the Tokyo Game Show CAPCOM booth.
I want to
Depending on
play.
the choices they make, each player can experience very different playthroughs. We're very much looking forward to the impressions of those who get a chance to play. Dragons Dogma 2 is being developed for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, Xbox Series S,
Very good.
and Steam.
As
Please
expected.
stay
to be
tuned for
fair.
more information. Thank you.
Are you joke? No release date. No release date. Ooh. You see, like, tell me Magic Archer doesn't look sick when you see that.
It looks okay. The rogue or the thief looks like pretty spicy. If you can get like a magic mix of either the sword fighter or the thief, then
Join
I
you
feel
on
like
your adventures.
that's what I'm going to play. But it'll be interesting to see what other people
Players
are
can
playing.
choose
Guys,
from 4 starting vocations that
what you
determine
guys
how
looking
they
at?
will play.
what did you play in your old
Fair.
games? Give me some suggestions of someone that's
Of
new,
course,
like what I
you'll
should
be
play
able
that will
to
just have
change
like
your vocation
a
at any
banging
time
experience
by
with the
visiting
game.
Vocation guilds.
I think it might have been Mystic Knight,
For
the one that I
now,
was talking
let's
about.
look at the fighter
Yeah.
That might not be
vocation.
the correct name, but I reckon you would like something like that, maybe.
Yeah.
Wielding a
I'm just
one-handed sword and
excited.
shield,
Obviously,
the
we need
fighter
to learn
excels
more.
in
We need to
melee
see
combat.
more. I just want to also quickly highlight. Look at
As a
the
fighter, you can cut down
look at the
enemies
mage
with a
in one of these
sword
upcoming
and protect
clips,
yourself
where they're
and your
just
party
floating.
using your shield.
just the melee combat does look good.
Yeah.
As we keep going, we can see some harpies in the distance. As an
Harpies.
archer,
Look at the
you'll be
mage,
better
right?
suited
You
to
ready?
take down enemies above you. Let's see what they can do.
I think it's
The
this clip
archer
now.
is a vocation that uses a bow and arrow to attack enemies from a distance.
Look at that! Look at it again!
You're
She's
floating.
floating around.
Floating special.
Including
This looks so
What
odd.
is
Like it's like a meme. It looks like Harry Potter without like a broomstick.
It actually does. It looks so funny. But anyway, guys, that's the new deep
The
dive for
monsters
Dragons
of
Dogma
Dragons
2. As you
Dogma
can
2
tell,
behave
we're very
organically
excited for this
in the
one. I
world
really can't
around
wait to
them,
play it.
and will
Hook us
even
up with
react
your
to players
tips
by
or
using
class
their
suggestions
wits
for
against
2.6
you.
in the comments down below. Stay tuned on the channel as well. We'll have more stuff coming soon, and we'll do our own deep
Next,
dive
I
into
would like
this
to
as
show
well.
you
So
the
stay
Mage
tuned and
in
Yeah, we will have a full-on curated video for you
Mages excel
guys
at long-range
as more information
magical
releases on
attacks,
this. And if we actually
as well
get
as
hands-on with the
healing
game,
and
then we'll do
support
follow-up
spells that bolster
information
your
on that.
party
But
with
we just kind of
various
wanted to
enchantments
go
to
through
give
this because it was a
allies an
cool
advantage
video
in
with
battle.
a bunch of new content and
The
it kind
more
of get
advanced and
our
powerful
opinions
the
on it.
magic
Right?
is, the
Yeah,
longer
definitely.
the
So guys, check out the two
implementation
videos on the screen now if you haven't already, and the other videos on the channel. We have loads coming your way soon, guides, new games, all that stuff. So definitely check out
In
these two
addition to
videos
the
and then tell us
pawns
what you think after
adventure
watching in the
with, you will
comments.
occasionally act
down
with
below.
other inhabitants of the world.
Bye-bye.